Today we're going to dive into a shift that, when embodied, can allow you to remove awkwardness from your interactions forever. Stick around to the end, we've got a great song, maybe. Haven't made it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be great. I'm Simo. Welcome to All You Can Friend. We're going to talk about 3 things today. Questions, perhaps even more powerfully, context shifts, and perhaps most powerfully of all, mindset shifts. Do you ever find yourself stuck in conversations that aren't that enjoyable or exciting, and it's like, oh, I can't be bothered to try and make any difference, feel like I don't have that much in common with this person actually, or it just feels like too much work to try to make it any more than just like dull and awkward? Well, maybe there's a way through. Maybe there's a way that it doesn't have to be so effortful, and by leveraging these approaches, there is a route to more ease, less awkwardness, and a growing connection with whoever you want to grow a connection with. So the first thing you might do is have a bunch of interesting questions on hand that you can quickly reference and bring into the conversation if things are feeling a little bit dry or disconnected. And so here's a few questions you might ask. The first one is not even a question, it's a game from the authentic relating world. It's called the Google game, and it goes like this. Hey Johnny, what would I get if I Googled Johnny and X? And you can use any word you want to Google Johnny. And it's not really a computer search, rather a search of Johnny's experience, life and history, or beliefs or whatever. So you might say, what do I get if I Google Johnny and childhood holiday? And he then would have an opportunity to talk about an experience he had as a child on holiday, or something that comes up when he thinks of childhood holidays. Or you might ask, hey Lucy, what would I get if I Googled Lucy and joy? And whatever comes up for Lucy, she gets a chance to talk about what comes to mind for her. And you can play the game back and forth with one another. And this game is a really fun and easy way to just get a bit curious and to allow your conversational partner to more easily share personal stuff about them. Question 2 is a category of questions, fun and curiosity. What might you ask to bring fun and curiosity to your interactions? Here's a question. If you could travel anywhere in the world right now, where would you go? Question 3, to uncover interests and values. The classic. If you could have a dinner party with any guests, alive or dead, who would you invite and why? Question 4, inviting excitement for something new. If you could learn any new skill, what would it be and why? And maybe if you want to make it more challenging, what's in the way of you doing that? Question 5, I think, if I've not lost count, about things that have shaped your conversational partner. What's a book you've loved that's influenced your way of thinking about the world? It's a book, a movie, or an album. Question 6, to get a deep insight into the character and challenges of your partner, what's the central struggle of your life and how's it going? That's a heavier one, but if you can bring that into a conversation, you can get deep. And so in the description, we've got a link to these questions where you can, and some more, where you can copy and paste them into your phone app. And then if you're ever in a conversation where you're like, oh damn, I'd like to make this conversation a bit more interesting, whip it open, have a look, choose one, throw it in. And if even that is somehow forgotten, here's a cheat code for you to use anytime, anywhere, in any conversation. Form, F-O-R-M, friends and family, occupation, recreation, and miscellaneous. Ask a question about anything. And one more thing, we have a guide to get you from wherever you are now in your life to a place of more deep, meaningful friendship and connection fast. So click on the link, check it out, and let us know how that goes. Context shifts. If you're stuck in the small talk zone, you can actually make it explicit that you want to shift gear, try something new. Hey, person I'm talking to, would you be up for a context shift? I'd be really interested to go in a bit deeper with you. I've got some questions I'd be really interested in asking. It can be a really powerful technique and make it sometimes a little bit easier to shift into stuff that might just be a bit awkward to drop into the conversation without it feeling unnatural. If it feels awkward to ask for the context shift, you can also name that awkwardness. Going meta on communication, often very useful. Hey, this feels a bit weird, a bit cheesy, a bit awkward, but I want to make this request anyway. Would it be interesting to you? Because it would be to me if we could go a bit deeper and try something new? Would you be up for asking some of these questions I've got because I want to get to know you better? You can also try it implicitly, just sneak in the context shifts. If it feels weird to make it explicit, just try to move and direct the conversation in a way that feels more meaningful. And you can experiment with both those things, obviously. Mindset shifts. Number 1, see the importance of the fly continually trying to shift my mind. You could see the importance of this in a new way. Currently I find it awkward and difficult to connect with most people, and so I default to this kind of person. If I can shift my mindset to have access to deeper connection and less awkwardness with more people, this could be really positive for my life. Second mindset shift, curiosity. Such a powerful shift to make if one can bring more curiosity for another. It draws people in and it allows for them to feel more comfortable sharing themselves. And there are some ways to do that. What, why questions, what are you into? Why do you like that? What is that like for you? And you can prompt and elicit for a deepening of people's answers. People often start with a bit of a short and sharp answer, and you can, rather than just moving on or bouncing back with what you think about that, you can draw more out of people. Interesting, tell me more. Why was that? How did that feel for you? What happened then? How has that changed things for you? Finding the question to go deeper into people's answers to allow them to share more about themselves. Neil Nanda talks about in this post that there's the idea that you can follow the excitement. Notice, whoa, this bit is the most interesting, juicy part of what I just heard that I'd like to know more about. Go in on it recursively, double down. Whoa, that bit, give me more. Ding, 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 ding. Host mindset. If there's more than 2 people, it can sometimes feel like one person's left out or that there's a weird dynamic in the group. If you can take the role of host, even non-explicitly without saying anything, but just like being someone to pull people in more, to pull away more, to create balance, that can be really powerful. There's a way to go deeper which is non-pressurizing, non-pressuring. There's like a subtler way of asking for information rather than what have you done that has blah blah blah. It could be, if you're open to sharing, I'd be really curious to know what challenges have you faced lately. You can temper the request with an acknowledgement of, you don't need to answer this question, I'm just curious, and if it feels like too much, you don't have to answer it. That kind of mindset can be really useful for bringing curiosity without piling on too much pressure. Bum, 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 bum. Show enthusiasm. Think about how you might want to be more enthused. If you get enthused about what someone's sharing with you thereby show that you're enthusiastic about someone, And so there's a way to do that, which is like just leaning into the idea of feeling that enthusiasm and sharing it vocally, verbally, maybe with body language too. Wow, that's amazing, that's incredible. It's really cool to hear that. It's like so exciting for you. It really makes me more interested in you that you're sharing that with me. I think that's really cool that you did that. This sort of leaning into enthusiasm can help people feel validated and welcomed and accepted, and that can create a space for people to open up more, make people feel heard. Often people share something and people just want to bounce back with, oh, well, I had this experience, or oh, that's cool, or oh, a question, which is also a good way to respond, as I've kind of shared already. But there's also a way you can deepen the acknowledgement of what the person has said to you and really allow them to feel like you've heard deeply both the words and the resonance emotionally of what's been said. And there's a way to do that. You can reflect the words they said back to them. So it sounds like this is what happened. You can check that your reflection was accurate. Is that right? Is what I heard correct? And then they get a chance to augment what they said. Maybe you thought one bit was more important than another, or maybe you missed a bit. They can augment or add. And then you can offer how that landed for you. What did that make you feel? Oh wow, that I feel kind of emotional here, and that it makes me feel sad, or it makes me feel excited, or you can go into more nuance there on how it makes you feel. And one more thing, sometimes, often even in situations where it doesn't seem completely normal, you can bring some humor. Often people end up in conversations which feel a bit dry when actually they could be really fun. They don't have to be silly like that, but they can be. You can do anything you want. So I recommend trying to drop a little joke here and there, trying to bring a smile to the face of yourself and to the face of the person you're talking to. Thank you for watching our video. We have a Google Doc in the description. You can just open it, copy and paste it into a note app on your phone, and then you'll have these questions, these ideas ready to roll next time you're in interaction where you want to bring a bit more connection. My call to action for you is just choose one of these things. Choose one of these things. Commit to trying one question, one mindset shift in your next interaction and see how it goes. You don't have to do them all at once. Take one, give it a go, see what happens. And then from there, maybe try another. But first off, just take a single step, see what happens. That's my call to action. Oh, one more call to action. If you please, we'd love a like, we'd love a subscribe. That'll help boost ourselves in the algorithm at this early stage of our development. We've been All You Can Friend, You've Been Beautiful. Thank you. We got a song, I think, that are gonna have to be improvised. Here we go. If you're feeling awkward, you don't need to do so. You can try. This song is awful. I can't do it. I don't need to feel so awkward. We got techniques for you. 1, ask some questions. Yeah. Say, ask some questions. Yeah. 2, try a context shift. Yeah. Context your. Shift your context. Shift your context. Yeah. Yeah. And 3, the deepest of the deep. You can try to. What is it? Mindset. Mind your shift. Shift your mind. Oh yeah.
Fucking hell. That was long.